Gate City Spark.
What's happening, everybody? Welcome to the Gate City Voice Box. I'm your host, Chris Ross. And by my side is my Brooklyn Connect, T. Smith, in the building.
Peace.
Yeah.
What's good?
Hey, man, everything's all good. What about you, bro? How was your weekend, man?
It was good, man. You know.
Yeah, no doubt.
Took my son to see that Pharrell movie.
Oh, yeah.
I got a lot to talk about with that, man.
For sure.
But for the most part, it inspired me because usually I do these things where I pay for a bunch of tickets and have a bunch of kids come out.
Okay,
and watch the movie. So I think I'm gonna do that next weekend.
Oh man, I think that'll be dope.
Yeah.
I think that'd be real good for the kids, man.
VOICEBOX,
come on now.
Kids. VOICEBOX is for the kids,
VOICEBOX is for the kids, man. I absolutely love it. Speaking of going to the movies, me and my son, we sat at home this weekend. Shout out to the Clemens Titans. 43-13 was the score.
Oh wow.
Son had a couple of nice little rumbles in the jungles with some kids. I absolutely loved it.
Oh yeah.
And then we sat down and we was able to watch what's the movie Magical Negroes with David Allen Greer.
What did you think
It's
about
through the American Society.
Okay.
So it's pretty dope. It's satire.
Yeah.
And the message was pretty clear. I mean, it's a couple of ways you can look at it.
Yeah.
A couple of ways you can look at film.
Because it got a lot of slack, right?
Yeah, it did. But I think it's a positive side to it. We don't want to talk about it, but I think it's a positive side too, and a negative side to it. Kind of show us code switching a lot too.
David Allen Greer is one of our national treasures.
Absolutely, he is, right? I'm right. Yeah, man.
So where we at too, man?
Yeah. We changed studio. Listen, we are actually here at the Ross Cloud Podcast Studios.
All right.
Again, this is all about collaborating with other creatives to make something happen. This is the Gate City Voice Box. And what better way, as we're talking about collaborating, we have two of the most amazing individuals that's with us. That's with us on today. we have my peoples with us. These are peoples right here. We have Miss Candi T. Jeter in the building, who's an author. What's happening, Candi?
Hello.
What's going on?
Oh, nothing much. Just glad to be here with y'all tonight.
I know, right? It's absolutely beautiful. And of course, we have our hip-hop entrepreneur with us, public speaker, Will Smith in the building.
Yo, what's happening?
Hey, what's good, Will?
I ain't nothing, man.
I know that's right. Listen, I had a couple people say, is that Fresh Prince of Bel-Air? Hell no, it ain't.
No. Yes, two different versions.
Yeah, two different versions, man. How was y'all weekend? How was y'all weekend this weekend, man?
Well,
short.
I like that. It was short, right?
Mine was pretty good.
Yeah.
Pretty good. But short, always short.
Yeah. What about you, Ken?
It was short. But it was good. Yeah.
That's right. You did blurt that out. Short.
Yeah.
You already gave us your answer. So look, we was talking about two different movies, and I guess we could start there. T was kind of talking about the Lego film with Pharrell. It's a documentary. And of course, we always talk about hip hop. What's this, 50th?
Yes.
51 now, right?
Yeah, 51.
Yeah.
And so it's a documentary, but it's shot in Lego and animation, which is dope.
Yeah, that's dope.
And T took his son to see it this weekend. So I was like, man, let's talk about it and what the people will kind of get out of it. And then, of course, we have other things that we're going to talk about a little bit. But we're going to go ahead and get into it and kind of talk about these two different movies.
Yeah.
Go ahead, T. Open it up, bro.
I mean, this is going to be a funny take. I think it's called Piece by Piece. Let's just put some context. We're talking about Pharrell movie. Piece by Piece just came out on Friday, the 11th. It's about a movie about Pharrell's life. It's a biopic, which is interesting. When you think about Lego movies, you think about the Batman things and storylines and cartoons and all that. But this was an actual documentary, just in Lego.
That's dope.
So it was like an actual documentary, a music doc. It's a music biopic doc, but it's in Lego. So it's like you're seeing the Candi, you know, when you're watching the doc and there's Candi things going on, that's happening here too. So it's real funny. But
Wow.
for us, especially us in our age range, he's going through his life.
Yeah.
Tracks that he made, music is dope.
Ooh, I believe it.
Storyline, it even like really it tugs at your heart a lot. So
Yeah.
you get lost in the fact that you watching Legos.
Right.
Yeah.
They even got like Rump Shaker. They reenacted a Rump Shaker video. They have Legos.
Wow.
When they go to Snoop, they Snoop is smoking.
Wow.
So it's like
I
it's
love
PG.
it.
It's
I
not.
love it. Yeah, I think that's dope, man.
He's 16.
Oh,
Oh man, that's
Okay,
beautiful,
yeah,
man.
yeah.
Yeah.
See, it was a good thing for me and him because just in my travels and the things that I did, he's actually interacted with a lot of people that's in the movie, but he was so young, he was a baby.
yeah.
So I was able to, like, while we watching movies, I had to bust out the pictures that I had on my phone. Look, this nigga with him right here.
Little light flex, yeah, ain't nothing wrong with that.
So I mean, he was able to connect it, but it really hit me. That movie was made for us. Like, I ain't gonna lie, I even teared up a little bit.
Hey, ain't nothing wrong with that.
Dope, you know what I mean? So I just urge everybody out. Like I said, I was so inspired that next weekend I'm gonna take 20 kids out from Greensboro area. And
Yeah, that's right. That's right. Yeah, that's gonna be a beautiful thing too.
And like in my take though, which I didn't get to.
Yeah. Go ahead.
This is in line with Crush Groove.
Oh, okay.
So like when I say that, I mean when you talk about hip hop cinema as a genre,
Yeah.
this takes the culture of and the genre of hip hop cinema to a whole, because this is truly a hip hop movie. You know what I
got
mean?
you.
We're going through stories of moments in hip hop history that Pharrell went through, seeing from his eyes, and Virginia. They talk about Virginia hip hop coming up with him and Timbaland and Missy went to school together. So you learn a lot of things about that. I always thought that Timbaland and Pharrell were cousins too.
Right.
But in the movie they said that they all went to school together.
Yeah.
So I mean,
I got a question for you. Did they mention Chris Brown? Because Chris Brown's from Virginia too.
no, they ain't touching no bit.
But I know why though. Yeah. He got that stigma on him.
Yeah.
But I really just urge everybody to go check it out. You know?
Right.
Yeah,
It's
that'd
one
be
of the
dope.
things that I was surprised. I didn't know what it was. I just thought Lego and Pharrell, but I didn't know that they were gonna kind of cross these boundaries in the genre.
Oh man, that's dope. Dope.
Yeah.
I love it.
Now I want to go see it.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah.
Me too.
It's for us.
It is for us. Yeah, I
It's
totally
not
agree
just
with
for
you.
kids.
Yeah,
It's for us.
Yeah, and I guess the film this is a great segue. I'll talk about the film that I saw. It's the American Society, the Magical Negroes with David Allen Greer, who, to your point earlier, he's a treasure, man.
Yeah.
He don't get enough credit as a comedian, as a writer, producer, and he don't get enough credit from actually going to an art school. I'm not sure which one it was, but I think he went to Harvard or Yale or somewhere like that. Like he went to So he's I guess you could say a classically trained actor, if you would. So he has some prestige behind his work. Again, I'm not real sure, so you guys don't hold that to me. Yeah. But I know he went to a predominantly white university, upper echelon, and it's pretty cool to see him do this. And the satire we're talking about, it was like, okay, Magical Negroes, it's like Uncle Tom's versus vigilant woke black folks who ain't gonna tolerate the BS, right? Yeah. So do you help your master in so many words, or do you put your master in his place? Kind of see where I'm going? You would have to see the movie to really understand. It was almost like going right back into Jim Crow, right? The way the picture was painted in the film. It was like you going back into that era, that time where you have this happy Negro. I'm gonna help you, Massa. Yes, sir, Massa. Now listen, Massa. You make sure that you have a good attitude. Yeah, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So it was that type of feel, and then you're brought into this society of individuals who are considered to be the safe Negro. Okay. And then if you got kicked, in order to get kicked out of the school, you'll be like, hell no, I ain't picking that shit up.
Right.
You pick it up.
Yeah.
Okay. So just to kind of put you in perspective of this film, and like T said, it got a little pushback. But I watched that with my son, and I watched it with him intentionally because I wanted him to learn something from that, but also just kind of see, you know, we can look at that so many different ways. How many times do black folks actually have to really tiptoe and do they dance and shine their shoe in corporate America? Like, do we really have to do that? I mean, like, is it that bad, y'all? So I guess we can open up with a question like that. You know, do you guys think it's that bad? Is it so sad that we've talked about code switching a couple of times on this platform? So is it that bad for us that we have to do those dances? You know what I'm saying? That we have to?
I think everybody does those dances.
Go ahead.
Yeah. So knowing how to is a skill,
I
so
like
that it's all a part of survival, and making lateral moves.
Yes.
I like that. Okay.
So I mean, you can be yourself as long as you know it's not cutting into the mouths you have to feed, and that's with everything.
That's true.
Even if we were in a monocultural society, we would still have to be able to mutate based on situations and circumstances. And you have to teach your children that. Because if you're sitting beside somebody and he happens to be the CEO of the company, and his breath stinks, you're not gonna say that. A 3-year-old would. But an adult
definitely
wouldn't. So I think a certain amount of code switching shows skill and discipline and situational awareness.
I like it.
Yeah.
I like
you know, for me, man, I sort of work in the middle class / professional world. You know, I'm a thug. By heart. You know, educated.
Yeah.
But there are times when I have to finesse my way through situations, because first off, if you react too boldly, especially when you have stature, the fear becomes that, you know, you get that angry black man thing coming at you. So what I had to learn to do over the years was speak and learn how to articulate words and bully that way.
Yeah.
You know, if that makes any sense.
That makes sense. That makes sense.
So I'm really
per our conversation.
right. Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
As I said in our last conversation.
Right.
Because I can bully you professionally. And I can speak my mind professionally. It's just how you do it. And it's some things I won't stand for, and I'm not going to stand for.
True.
Right.
But it's how you do it.
That's right.
Absolutely how you do it. I love that.
So then code switching, right? All right, so let's talk about it.
Let's go ahead. Shout out to Rashad. What's the title of Rashad's book? You know the title of Rashad's book? Oh my goodness. And I read it. So it's a great book.
Why don't you put us on the spot?
I'm sorry.
It's
Well, shout out to you, Rashad. Yeah, it's about code switching, and it's a great book. But go ahead.
Contradiction.
Identical Contradiction by Rashad Johnson.
Yeah.
Oh, cool.
Shout out to you, brother. Yeah. But go ahead.
Yeah, I mean, is it us? Is it us doing something to ourselves, or us doing something to the system? And what I mean by that is, are we losing something by having to code switch? That the system itself makes that we have to code switch, but nobody else has to code switch. But then it's like, are we just saying that because that's our perspective, or it's like Chinese Americans or Indian Americans, when they get into the workforce and stuff, are they considered code switching?
Or do we just say that? I see what you're saying.
That's what I'm saying. Is that just something we kind of manufactured ourselves, code switching?
Yeah.
And
that's a great question. I wonder sometimes, is it that we feel like, again, it's almost like a certain level of trauma with that, right? Mm-hmm. So it's almost like we have to conform to what we think corporate should look like. So there's a blueprint that's set for us, right? Let's just say it. It's a blueprint that's set for the Negro to behave in corporate America, right? Mm-hmm. So is it that we're supposed to be professional anyway? Or is it a certain aura or a persona we're supposed to carry as African Americans or black folks when we get into those environments, right? Mm-hmm. So to your point, it's almost like, did we create it? Because we're real quick to say, oh, that nigga Uncle Tom. Well, that nigga Toming like crazy. I mean,
business is business. I supervise people every day.
Yeah.
And it's about business at the end of the day. When I was in the street, if you work for me then, it's about business. Mm-hmm. If you're not doing your job, I'm going to fire you. I'm going to scorn you. These are the things that you're going to have to face. It's the same way on the job. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. And I think I said it in an earlier meet that we had. Every boss has a boss. You have to be, if you're going to be in that world and make money and provide, you have to do the job. I don't care where you are. I don't care who you are. It happens to them every day. It happens to us every day.
So then is code switching just being professional?
I think it is.
That's all I'm saying is that a lot of the times, especially as black people, we feel as though we want to be accepted. So we need to deal with that first.
Yes, right.
That sense of wanting to be accepted tends to exaggerate the things that we need to do anyway. And it makes you feel as though, because we already have a lot of pressure on us, that when you're doing something, you're like, why I gotta do that? So that's the resistance there. That's a buildup that may not always have anything to do directly with the situation.
Yeah.
And everywhere you go, there you are. And we also project ourselves based on what we're feeling a lot of the times, and people react to that.
Yeah.
And so sometimes we have to, it's hard to separate our perception of ourselves versus how people really see us, because sometimes if you're walking around with a particular self-concept, you are going to present yourself in a certain kind of way where those notes are going to come out and people are going to bounce that back to you, and you're going to think it's them when it's actually the concept you have of yourself. So we have to really get over a lot of the psychological trauma that has happened, but also that we perpetuate. And once we accept ourselves, then we no longer really have that feeling or that instinct to prove ourselves. Right? So it's kind of where we have to bear the responsibility, even though it's not our fault that things are the way that they are.
True.
And I think when you're trying to make other people who've done things to you, whether it be today or 400 years ago, pay, you end up perpetuating a lot of things that really could die if you would allow it to.
I love that. Listen. I like for us to always talk from experiences in real time. So I'll talk about me. It's easy to talk about me. You know what I'm saying? I won't talk about nobody else. But let me talk about my experience with code switching, and it was from a professional standpoint. And what this is validating the statement that Candi just made. Really, all of us have said pretty much. So I remember I was working for Sonic restaurants. I was working for Sonic, And typically every day I was a horrible manager, and I could say I was a horrible manager because not
At least
because
you're honest.
and not because I wasn't good at the craft of managing a restaurant, not knowing what it took to run a restaurant, not from that standpoint. But I had some integrity issues. So every day before I pulled in at Sonic as an assistant manager, and it's facts, so anybody that know me, that work with me, they know this, I would sit in the parking lot and roll a blunt every morning before I went to work, so I get my head right, before I went in.
Understand, yes.
Yeah, and I used to do that quite a bit throughout my career in the restaurant business. But on this particular time, and I never learned. That's what's so crazy. I would always get caught, but I never did learn because I was a rebellious Negro. You hear me? So I remember being in a parking lot at Sonic, and I remember the supervisor at the time, I won't call his name, but the supervisor at the time, I was in my car. I didn't see him. You know what I'm saying? He had pulled up, and he always did checks and balances. I mean, he was a hell of a regional manager. You know what I'm saying? He was doing his damn job. I just didn't know he was going to be there that day. So I decided I was going to roll up. You know what I'm saying? So I'm sitting in the car. You know how it is. You know, I'm sitting there like listening to my jams, and I'm rolling up. And I'm really like, I gotta go ahead and deal with these motherfuckers today. Right? That's what type of time I was on. I mean, think about it. I'm 35 years old. You know what I'm saying? I probably was like 35 or 36. So I'm rolling up, sitting in the car, and off to my right is my supervisor. You know what I'm saying? The regional manager of the whole district, right? Of that whole area, bro. So he tapped me on the window. I rolled down the window. I was like, yeah, what's up? You know what I'm saying? I was on that. He was like, you know, I need to talk to you for a minute. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Now, I didn't get fired, but he took me around the back, and he was like, listen, man, I get it. It was like, but that's for after work.
Facts.
He said, that's not professional, right? So code switching sometimes is necessary. I can't walk in a boardroom and smoke a blunt. I can't come in there with a 40-ounce. Niggas, what's up, niggas?
Nah, that
like, you can't do that.
Like that.
Like, you can't do that, right?
Yeah.
So it's a time and a place for everything to what we're saying. So you're right. It is trauma that we're dealing with.
See, I think that it deals with your level of integrity.
Come on.
You know,
that too, yep.
For me, as a supervisor, corporately versus street,
Yeah.
I had integrity when I was in the street as well. This isn't what we do. If you're beefing with this guy across the street, nah, we need to fix that because I can't make money if you beefing with this guy and the police is everywhere.
Correct. Yeah.
You're going to walk a certain type of way. You're going to act a certain type of way.
Right.
We professionals here.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? We're going to get this money.
Yeah. It's rules to this.
Yeah, you can go wild out on your own. If you want to go wild out on your own, guess what?
Yeah.
You don't need to work for me.
Yeah.
Yeah. You know, that's Burger King. This McDonald's. You know what I'm saying? You know, but I break it down like that for the people of you who don't understand.
Come on, man.
It's not code switching.
No, it's really not.
It's about putting yourself in position to be successful in whatever level of business that you're in.
So just playing the game.
Yeah, you
much.
gotta play the game. Life is a game. We all gonna play it.
That's true.
How many times you gonna compromise yourself?
Yeah.
Go ahead, T.
No, I'm just listening. It's like I never thought about code switching in the hood, but it's true.
But it's true though, right?
I guess code switching is just, you know, when you have to change something about how you're speaking.
Facts.
Well, see, okay, is there levels of code switching?
I think so.
I
I think so. Yeah.
All right,
I think so.
All right, if I'm in a corporate environment, I may put on that, you know, that white twang a little bit. Yes, sir. Yeah, you know, not sir, but I mean, So, boom, you know, I'm talking a little more. You know,
Yeah.
But then when you get around your peoples, you know,
You can go back.
You go back.
But all right. So is that code switching, or is it just being professional to your environment?
I think it's just being professional.
Okay.
You know,
I think it depends on how you interpret it.
I was gonna say that too.
Because once again,
Yeah.
if whatever you're doing is making you feel like crap,
Yes.
then you need to examine that.
Yeah.
Facts.
And then
Good point.
to judge that for yourself.
Yeah.
If you're like, showtime. and you like it because you working it and you know you're going to make deals and you know that you like when you come away, you're going to feel good about what you just did. Then that works for you. So whatever we do, we still got to know thyself.
Facts.
And then judge based on that. Is a little piece of your heart leaving you when you're doing it? Then you know you're way out of your league and your environment and the people that you need to be around.
Wow, that's beautiful, because that could actually go over into the conversation that we had not too long ago about the industry, right? Some dudes doing certain things in the industry, right? Some people looking at that like, nigga, I gotta get this bag. I gotta take care of my family. I gotta do generational wealth. Or to what Candi, and they don't feel bad about it, right? But say somebody like me, you, whatever, blah, 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 whoever, right? We might say, oh, hell no, I ain't doing that. I'll take $100,000. I'm good with that.
Right.
But that person over there is saying,
it's okay with it.
It's okay with it. I got to get the millions. I don't feel depressed about it.
Yeah.
So I see what you're saying. It's personal. It's personal. Yeah, you make it personal.
If you want to wear a dress,
then put the damn thing on.
Yeah, do you.
And if that's going to take your family to the next level and you're okay with that, then that's you.
I see what you're saying.
But if you're in a situation where somebody's forcing you to do that and you don't want to do it, then you gotta, you know.
If I'm switching up at the Diddy party,
watch out, man.
get in the back room. That's code switching. If I switch up my integrity, to get in the back rooms of the Diddy party, then that's code switching.
That's code switching.
Do you even have integrity? Is the question.
Right. Okay, I see what you're saying.
But I know you. But we all assume everybody has integrity.
We do assume that,
but they don't.
They don't.
So we're like, oh my God, that's so disgusting. I can't believe they did that. Well, you're not looking from their lens, you know.
From a different lens.
Because like T said, it's levels to this.
It's levels to it. That's true.
From the slums to the richest people. People have integrity and people don't.
See, but you know, but to bring this up, all right, so look at the music industry.
Yes.
They don't code switch to us, though. Like, when you talk about the rich dudes that's running the labels.
Oh, no.
So, like, you take any given label, there's going to be the gulliest of the gulliest dude from the hood in that studio and the richest of the richest white dude that's running the label or whatever in that same studio, right? But you never see, they may try to say little, jive stuff. But they don't completely change their vernaculars and doing all of that stuff down to us, where it's like, it seems like we're always code switching to them.
And they're not going to.
That's what I was going to say.
Then that goes back to
even though they don't code switch, which I think is insulting. But even though they don't code switch, if you think about the Democratic National Convention and how they had all the rap up there and how they have all of the entertainment because they think that all black people are Democrats, number one.
Okay,
That's an assumption. That's false. And number two, they think all black people want to be entertained and don't care about policies.
Right.
I love that.
So they created a whole entire program that was hours long of entertainment and storytelling and no policies.
I love that.
And when you question it, they slap your hands. And you're supposed to smile. And you're supposed to accept that. And if you don't, not will they prosecute and persecute you for it. Your own people will.
Okay, so let's go there.
We have to take care of each other and respect each other for our differences, because sometimes I feel like I have to code switch around my own people.
Okay.
So it's not always just
Okay.
to the oppressor.
Okay, so this is a great segue for us to get into talking about emotional voting. As we talk about emotional voting, you know, even we know with comedy, there's so much truth in comedy with those comics that are that way, right? That are very, very truthful.
Right.
And when I remember, I know, right? We're gonna press in on this right here.
Yeah.
So when I think about that, you know, when I think about how a lot of comics was saying, man, I just voted for him before he was black, because he was black, right? I just voted for Barack
that
he
is
was
not
black.
it, though.
And so, no, go ahead, hold that thought though. So, are we just emotionally voting for Kamala because she's a black woman? And because she's a black woman, she's about to make history, or just a woman, period, and not really caring about the policies? So is emotional voting a real thing?
It is.
Let's get it. Look at Candi. I know how Candi feels.
Come on, Candi. Let's get into it, Candi.
Go ahead.
Come on.
I don't know why y'all trying to throw me in the fire. Because y'all, I know what y'all doing. Y'all want me to look.
No. We got your back no matter what.
We got your back.
Okay, so y'all will feed
We
me.
just saying, no, but you know, we just know that you're gonna be very, very transparent about your belief system. We know that it's not coming from a fake place either. It's coming from a very, very real place. But you have totally paid attention to what's been happening. You're a person that visually looks as well as listen and retain, and then go do your research and say, what? This right here ain't right.
Yeah.
So you're going to analyze it, you know what I'm saying? And you're going to look at it for what it is and say, this ain't right, you know. We just know you a straight shooter. And
it's not just politics. I think it spills over into religion.
Yes.
And we do the same thing with all of it. Yeah. And I'm always going to be the one that's going to go all the way over to the other side, because I do like to see how people react when you say certain things.
Sure, yeah.
And some people have given very good explanations. The one I really like is, I don't care about policies. I just don't want him in the White House. I kind of like that, because it just cuts out all conversation. Okay, well, if you don't care about policies, then that's fine. We're good. You know what I'm saying? A lot of the times I think conversation leads to refinement, even in your own mind, because if I have a conversation with somebody, I'm not having a conversation with you because I want to hear myself talk. I really want to know what you think, and I want you to challenge me. I had a really good conversation with a friend of mine, and he really gave me some excellent points as to why, regardless of the policies, that he was going to vote the way he was going to vote, and why. And I love the way he said, you know, I'm looking for some class. You know what I'm saying? I'm looking for some class, and I'm looking for some decorum, and you know, and I was like, got you. So everybody's not locked in on the policies. And I mean, truth be told, we don't get to play the policies out that long anyway. I really don't think 48 months is long enough to make a change. And I think the term should be longer.
I agree.
Just so you can roll out what it is that you're trying to roll out. Because by the time you get the agreement of your peers or your opponents, it's time to go. And then everybody's judging you, saying you didn't do anything.
Yeah, that's true.
So, and we all know things sometimes have to get worse before they get better. And so by the time somebody implements something and it's blowing up and it's doing terrible, then what happens is everybody blames the next person coming in. You know, so it's really hard to get a clear picture, and we can go in circles all day long. I just like for people to use their brains. That's really it. I'm a registered independent, so I'm not gung-ho for anyone other than the one or two people that are saying the policies that, ring true. To me, you vote your conscience, is what they say. So, I mean, that's really how I feel about it. And I really like when people have a good conversation. If you shut me up, I love that.
Yeah.
Shut me up and sit me down, and that lets me know that you're thinking. I respect that.
Yeah.
That's it.
Yeah. Yeah.
And nobody's challenging anybody to do that. And they asking sorry-ass questions to these people. They're not even asking good questions.
No, they're not. I agree with you on that. I agree.
Where are all the hard, heavy hitters that we used to have?
Yeah.
But when you look at how all of the media outlets are being bought up by one group, and that one group does all of the censorship.
Yes, Lord.
And they don't want you to talk about nobody.
Right.
They want you to be nice, and they want you to play softball with everybody. This is the group where everybody gets a trophy. We all know who the group is, and none of us want to challenge the group because we grew up with this group. And what kind of society are we in where we're not going to challenge people?
A bunch of suckers now, ain't we?
Right.
Yeah.
But for me, if you're a business owner, one of their politics works for me.
Yeah, one of them does. I agree. I
don't care anything about all that other mess that come with that.
Yeah,
But, at the end of the day, and the other side, I feel insulted by what Candi was just talking about. You put on a horse and pony show for the world, and I see a Rap City show, or a, what's the show used to come to Greensboro every year?
Budweiser Fest.
Summer Jam. Yeah.
102 Jam.
So you do a Summer Jam show.
Budweiser Super Fest.
Yes.
And at my age, our age, I'm sitting there looking at that like, what is this?
Yeah.
I was appalled.
I'm pissed.
Yeah.
I was appalled.
Yeah.
And bro, I'm just like, where is the medium? Can I find a medium?
It's not one.
Yeah, I don't want nobody pandering to me.
Right.
That's the whole thing about it. I don't trust no politician.
Me neither.
Period. Even if I'm going one way or the other, that's the job of a politician is to talk shit.
Right.
And just, and stall you out and all that other stuff. At the end of the day, they're going to tell you what they want, but once they get in, then the barrage of, interests in this person and that person is giving $1 million here and this and that and all the people that you got to please. And,
that's right.
I don't care for the pandering, but I don't like the negative atmosphere either.
No.
Yeah, me neither.
You know what I'm saying? So, I'm going to go the way that I'm going to go, but I just have it in, I don't really trust any politician.
That's understandable though.
Let me say, when I say they trust it, there's great city council members, local politicians that really do the work, and those are the people that I really would put my support behind.
Right.
Gotcha.
Put my energy, my personal energy, and all that other stuff. But like the high up level stuff, like you said, that's a dog and pony show. But
at the end of the day, and I think a lot of people don't really look into it deep enough. And a lot of people don't even understand politics.
No,
your president don't do nothing.
Right.
No.
Don't really.
That's a figurehead.
Yeah.
Your Congress? See, we need to learn how to vote on the lower level. Because those are the people that go to your Congress.
That's it, bro.
Yeah.
And These are the people that control policy.
Yes, sir.
That's
and
right.
controls your president.
Yes, sir.
Whoever ruled the house ruled everything.
Come on, man.
Right.
You know, so
Right.
what to do.
I mean, that's something we need to learn, man. That's a
Yeah.
people.
And you have more direct control
Yes.
of
Yes.
that when you're
Yes.
dealing with the local politics.
Yes,
and
you
stuff.
do.
That
Yes,
actually directly affects you.
In your local area.
In your
yes.
local area.
It's more than
Right.
just what the president.
Yes.
By the time that whatever they doing trickle down to you,
Yeah.
it don't went through everybody's pockets
It's so hell.
and all that other stuff.
Facts.
And y'all just we just getting the remnants of it by then.
Yeah.
But a city council member close to you
Yep.
in your district, whatever,
Yeah.
you can actually see
Yeah.
actual change
Yeah.
happening in your community.
Yeah,
if
for
you're dealing
sure.
with them, going to city council meetings,
Yeah.
following up on not just them, but the parks department and
Yeah.
transportation departments,
Housing
all these,
and-
you know,
yeah.
exactly. So
All the way down to sanitation.
Yes,
yeah,
sir.
yeah, I think.
But
if we
have
get
you
in that
noticed
game
we don't
harder-
respect them? Like if Chris runs, and we know that's Chris. Let's just say if Chris runs,
Do not
because
vote for me. Don't vote for me.
but I
okay?
mean,
I'm not running
if any
anyway.
of us run and we're familiar with each other, we like that ain't nobody but T. That ain't nobody. We don't really give each other that respect when we're in those positions. And when we do, we went to high school with him and he was this, and people want to talk about what you did.
Well, yeah, that's
they don't ever
That's
keep
true.
it on policy.
Nah.
I don't care what you've done. I don't care how many baby mamas you have. I don't care about any of that. I
Remember in
want to
high school when he did the
know
song
what
for-
your policies are.
He shitted on something. I ain't voting for him.
Hey, you remember he got caught with the bag in the back of the school?
Exactly. so we hurt ourselves, you know, because we're close to those people, but we don't respect them because we know them.
Yeah, that's
You know,
true,
that
true.
ain't nothing but so-and-so's mama. She crazy and she runs every year.
Yeah.
She don't even have nobody running against her. She just runs. But we don't sit down and talk to her and
Nah,
say,
we don't,
hey,
we
this is the issues that we... So I don't care what you do
Yeah.
for groups of people.
Right.
It's just as it is with an individual. If
Popularity
they're not
contest.
happy with themselves, there's nothing you can do to satisfy them.
Nothing.
So I think that's where we are,
Yeah. I
where you
agree.
can't really satisfy people, and you just but I still like clarity on what you stand for.
Right.
I like to know what you stand for, and even if I don't need to like you. There are many
true.
what we call assholes
Oh yeah.
that I look up to.
Yeah.
That if I want something done,
you know they're gonna get it
those
done.
are the ones that I know I can go to, and they may not be politically correct,
Oh, no,
and
no,
they
no,
may
no.
not always say the right thing. But when it's time to move and shake,
That make it happen.
those are the ones. So I'm not for the ones who always say the right thing and do the right thing. It's okay if your class slip a little bit. I don't care. I just need to know.
Are you for the people?
Are you for the people?
Yeah.
And are you willing to not be liked for the things that you stand for?
Right.
And I think that's why a lot of people have decided to go in other directions because they know, that person ain't politicking. They just don't care.
Don't give a damn.
And somehow
That mother don't give a damn.
that has become refreshing. And instead of us badgering people for being drawn to that refreshing thing, we need to ask ourselves why, and what can you do to change that? Because for me, focusing on your opponent is not how you win an election.
It's not.
And that's what I have not liked. Well, if I ask you what your policies are and you tell me what theirs is,
Oh no, I ain't trying to.
I don't like it.
Yeah.
Well, I will tell you all this.
Yeah.
It is indeed plans and in writing. In a few years, I am running for city council.
Okay.
That is something that I've been working on.
Well, I'll vote for you.
I see you doing that.
I'll vote for you.
Yeah.
Got my vote.
I mean,
Yeah, got
you've
mine.
been Winston-Salem.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But my campaign is
Let me work in your cabinet.
all of y'all gonna work in.
Which cabinet? This cabinet?
Yeah. Put it up.
That liquor cabinet.
Thank you, Elijah.
I'm the director of libations.
Nigga, I got you.
Yeah.
Okay?
What you say you need? But
Wow.
Yes, sir.
Y'all are terrible.
I'm with Jack Daniels Punk.
facts. But you know, on a serious note, man, and my campaign strategy would be from Dope Boy to now.
Man, I vote for you. You got my vote.
You know, and my fight would be for the small people, man, that's working for this city.
Yeah.
For that's grinding. That I watched over the years. I've been working in city government for over 20 years, and I watched people suffer. Some people hasn't had the opportunities that I had to be able to come and make good money.
Right.
And I watched them work for pennies, man.
Yeah.
That ain't cool.
You know something?
No,
Will,
it's
that-
not.
You know something that I've always wondered from a person who used to work in sanitation. I never could understand why those rules would never get changed. And I don't know what they are now, but that's been something I couldn't talk about it then because I was working in sanitation. But
I'm working now, and we're going to talk about it. Talk.
Yeah. So one of the things that used to disturb me about working in sanitation is there was no respect for the laborer.
My point exactly.
Even though, like I was a laborer before I became a truck driver.
Right.
Like I went from being a laborer for a year. That is probably the most humbling job that you can ever do.
And intense.
And very intense.
Yes.
You have to be very physical to do the job.
Yes.
And so I guess for me, when I was doing it, I was looking at a few guys that were like 60 and 65 years old.
Out there grinding in the cold,
grinding
in the heat, in the
cold, in the
rain,
heat.
it don't matter.
So when I think about when they had that backyard policy, I don't know if it still exists.
Well, no, they stopped it. Now,
Okay. Okay.
Unless you are disabled.
Then you do the backyard
Then
policy.
you do.
So
And what's the backyard policy?
Go ahead, Will.
People have to drag their cans to the curb because now we have one-armed bandits that come and grab the can and dump it.
Yeah.
Now, if you're disabled or have a disability, you don't have to drag it to the curb. It can be in the backyard. We will have guys come and grab it and dump it for you.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So during that time period that I
Now,
was
wasn't
working
none of
there,
that when you worked there.
nah, that wasn't in place.
Yeah.
So we were still going in the back of people's houses, getting their garbage, just like it was in 1970s, 60s. So imagine going in the back of those homes, and you had to stop. You couldn't walk ahead of the truck.
Nope.
So each stop was boom, go in the back, go grab your trash, dump it, go in the back.
Yeah.
So you can imagine how, number one, that's taxing on the limbs and the body jumping on and off of the truck, right? And sometimes the trucks, not to their fault, but they're trying to get it done.
Yeah,
so
they moving.
They moving. So
yeah, they moving.
you have to be physically fit. Man, I used to watch guys limp to do that job because number one, either they had a record, and that's the only job that they could do, right? That's the only thing they could do, or they just had a lot of issues, bro.
But you know,
it was one of the toughest jobs I can say that I ever did in my entire life, from going from laborer to being a truck driver.
Now, when you become a driver, things are different.
Well, I ain't gonna lie, they were different, but let me say this. In a sense, when you become a driver, you almost, I don't know if I should say that.
You're a supervisor at that point.
Yeah.
Because now you are supervising those guys, the laborers.
Yeah.
And a lot of times, too,
It's tough, though, dealing with them because, what happens is, I know for me, I was looking from a black perspective, and I was like, damn, I'm not their slave driver. Like, I felt like a damn answer to them sometimes. Like, I'm just being honest. And they say, well, Ross, man, you know, my feet hurt and this and that. Man, I need to get in the truck. And I used to be like, man, you better get out there and get that goddamn try it. Right? I didn't operate that way.
But
So I was a working truck driver.
Because of,
but I mean, you know, but go ahead. Will.
Because of the intensity of how you all worked throughout the years.
Yeah.
Garbage Man was able to make $70,000.
Oh yeah, easy. Now that's the other side of it. Now that's the other side of it.
When everybody else working 10 hours or 8 hours and making what they're making, a garbage man can come in and go hard for 6-7 hours.
Yeah, that's the plus.
Do 2 routes and get paid for 2 days.
Now that's a good point. I like the politics you threw in there too, my brother. I like the politics you threw in there, but guess what though? But he's absolutely right. We were working 8 hours.
That was
you
the
get paid for 8 hours.
Yeah.
But shoot, I used to go home sometimes at 11 o'clock. 12 o'clock.
10:30.
Or you can stay and make double and work another route.
Okay.
And get paid from working that route.
You gonna work that route 4
so it's a couple
hours
of
and get paid
incentives in there. Yeah. So it was a couple of incentives in that. And you could, if you was a driver, you could work the streets. You can work in streets during the snow. So he's absolutely right. You could make a good living. It's just that the respect from the community sometimes you didn't get. That stinking garbage truck. Get out of here, you stinking garbage man.
Wow,
and you
really?
Said, oh, yeah. And guess what?
Wow.
It always came from
us.
See?
And then, you know, at the end of the day, also.
I'm just being honest with you.
Can I add to that, though?
Go ahead.
Sure. I'm saying that.
Go ahead.
I think we keep running into this thing of it keeps happening to us from our own people, only because that's who we around.
Right.
You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, the majority of us live in our communities around black people, surrounded by black, your family, black people, this and that. So anybody that winds up shitting you, law of averages is going to be the people that's around you. You know what I'm saying? Whereas like, if I start going to a white community every day and I'm working amongst one, there's going to be an asshole there too. There's going to be somebody here that shit.
But why though, T? But what I'm saying is, listen,
man. You know what I'm saying?
Like, I get that, but here's where I'm gonna give you a little pushback.
Okay.
When I get in the white neighborhoods, guess what? I didn't get that though.
Nah, they show you love.
So show me love, right?
Gotcha.
So I get what you're saying. But I remember when I was working in sanitation, if we worked in Buena Vista, bro, we got snacks. We got
$100 bills.
$100 bills.
Christmas probably.
Bro.
So they giving them turkeys.
So all I'm saying is it was different. The level of respect was more of an appreciation.
Gotcha.
For the job that you're doing, because it's like that trash nasty. I wouldn't do it. So we're out there and we're doing it. So all I'm saying is, yes, we do work around our people. We do talk to our people all day long, but that's where I got a chance to see, oh man, I love working in Buena Vista.
And you know,
it was more of an appreciation for the labor that you're doing. Let me say that. Unlike us, we didn't show that appreciation. I'm not gonna say everybody, because you had a select few, and because we are a family that believe. Let me say this: black people, in my opinion, not all black folks, most of us have a respect gene in us because of the way our parents grew, raised us, especially those that raised us from the 60s, 70s, 50s, you know, that grew up in that Jim Crow era. Now, I'm not talking about the new parents, but you may have those new parents that were brought up by grandparents, you know, that taught them like, yo, whoa, you don't treat people like that. Stop doing that. Do you know your grandmother was a this or that? You feel me? So I think for most of the black folks that I did encounter, because I don't want to make it seem like it was all of us, but there was a select few, that were very, very kind, very nice, very intentional about saying, baby, y'all want some water? Y'all want some Gatorade? So I'm not saying that everybody we encountered was like that.
The majority
you know, it was, yuck. Y'all stink. We working in your trash. We stink. We supposed to stink.
At the end of the day, when you don't understand something,
That too.
You tend to shun it.
Yeah.
This is just like us at in that shop. We take care of the entire. Without us, don't nothing move. Mm-hmm. We were the most disrespected when I first came along in the entire city.
You ain't lying.
That was no respect.
Doing what?
We are the mechanics. We keep police going, fire going, everybody.
Yeah. And they were disrespectful.
And you downplay that?
You know what? I can't lie. I can't lie because I used to get upset when I had to bring my truck down there because you had to wait all day.
Yeah.
Like you had to wait. If your truck wasn't ready, guess what? You can't do your route. You got to wait.
But at the end of the day,
but go ahead, Will. So he's right.
If you own a Mercedes Benz, and I've worked in dealerships for years before going there. When you go to the Mercedes car lot, you don't talk to them that way.
No, you sure don't, do you?
Yeah,
you sure don't.
It's the same thing.
Even if you have to wait all day.
Even if you got to wait.
It's the same thing. Yeah. And the same courtesy that Mercedes give you, want us to drop you off somewhere. Yeah. We give you the same courtesy.
Well, I ain't gonna lie, I didn't have that problem because I knew Will. I ain't had that problem. I be like, Will, unless Will said to me, hey, Ross, ain't nothing I can do, man. I'm sorry. You know what I'm saying? So, I mean, there was a little, if you knew somebody, then they may do their best, but if somebody's in front of you, it is what it is.
Right.
Well, this business as usual.
And it's, like I said, small things too, though. Now, if it's something very small, man, I got you. Gonna pull in
knock
there.
it out right quick.
Yeah, he'll knock it out right quick.
That's what we do.
But if it's something that's really, really bad, then quite naturally, nah, bro, I can't help you. You have to wait.
Or a safety issue.
A safety issue. There it is. Thank you, Will.
Man, you can't drive that.
I can't. Nah, man, we got to live it
like that.
So listen, we've been talking a little bit about our emotions. We kind of went somewhere else with it. You can blame me for that, but you saw a couple of emotions happen just like that when it comes to us. And I guess we can go like now on a lighter note. We kind of talked about politics a little bit, but as we know, we're gonna keep this thing moving. We're gonna keep the Gate City Voice Box. Listen, we'll be right back with more from the Gate City Voice Box. We got some bills to pay. We'll be right back. Ready for a popcorn adventure? Popcorn Remix is more than just a snack. It's an experience. With over 50 bold and unique flavors like king crab legs, hot wings, and lemon pepper, and Charlene's banana pudding, every bite is a burst of culinary creativity. Founded by entrepreneurs Ryan Richmond and Greg Bowman, Popcorn Remix turns life's toughest moments into something sweet. Visit their Conyers, Georgia store or order online at popcornremix.com and explore flavors you've never imagined. That's popcornremix.com, where every kernel tells a story. Teachers and parents, are you ready to empower your students to become stronger writers? Check out Rethinking Writing One Word at a Time by Sheila Beverly, a workbook that's been praised by educators for its innovative approach to teaching grammar and writing. Dr. Daryl Morris calls it a motivational hook that helps students get their ideas down on paper, and other teachers rave about its hands-on tools like the Grammar Bubble manipulative toy to make learning fun. Perfect for classrooms or home learning? Get your copy now on Amazon and watch your students' writing skills shine. All right. Welcome back to the Gate City Voice Box. Hey. Listen, I hope you guys have enjoyed this conversation thus far. Listen, if you want to be a part of the Gate City Voice Box, listen, check this out. Look at that ticker down there on the bottom. Check that crawler out down there. Right. And you too can be a part of the Gate City Voice Box. Come on, buy them ads. Get your commercial put here on the Gate City Voice Box. You won't be disappointed.
No.
By the way, too, we're in Ross Cloud Podcast.
Yeah, there it is. Thank you for that plug, brother. Yes, sir.
You need your podcast services.
Yes, sir.
Talk to that man right there.
Yeah. Hit me up. DM me for all of that information. Or you can go to the Ross Cloud Podcast at gmail.com for all of your podcast needs. So listen, we back again, and before we came off, I hope you guys enjoyed that. I don't know about y'all, but I really enjoyed that conversation.
I really did.
Conversation,
Yeah, it's pretty. You know what I'm saying? I love it. I absolutely love it. So listen, we're gonna keep this thing going. And so we're going to talk about this week right here. It's a whole week of festivities going on. Aggie Pride Worldwide. G-Ho, you know. Yes, sir. This is homecoming, y'all. What you know about it? What you know about it? So listen, if you're out and about and come out and just enjoy North Carolina A&T Homecoming, it is, oh man, I think it's awesome. So Candi, we talked a little bit before. We always put Candi on the spot. Ladies first, ladies first, ladies
the good
first.
and the bad,
right? So we just got to talking about homecoming just a little bit, but from your perspective, you was just talking about a little bit how homecoming was many years ago. I remember it too. Before I really got involved with it, here since I moved to Greensboro, I'm really like in it now. Plus Al and Tanya went to A&T, so the meaning's a little different. And Alfred tailgates every year, so it's a big deal. But I want to know from your perspective about G-Ho. Talk about your experience with G-Ho, if you would, from then to now, if you would.
Well, my father's mother, of course, which is my grandmother, right? My paternal grandmother. She lived practically on the campus. So we basically just would go to her house and we could sit out there and hear the band, listen to the game, everything. She was right there on Bluford. Plus she did all the cooking. So everything was like at her house. When she died, it was different. And then, you look and you go to the next person's house who is the matriarch of their family. And then they die, right? And then at some point, you come along and you say, okay, I'm a cook, and you leave your door open, and then people can come in, get a chicken wing, and then they can go on back out, or they can stay, whatever. So for me, homecoming was all about house hopping. It was less of, because since Greensboro's my home, I wasn't like out in it like that.
I got you.
When my cousin decided he wanted to play football for A&T, we would go to the games to see him play or something like that. But mine was mostly about family and friends. And then I think the last time that I really did not enjoy myself was when I was out there in it, and the police officers were now blocking off all the exits, and I damn near had to go all the way to High Point in order to come back to Greensboro and go home. And I was like, I'm not doing it anymore because it was too regulated. It started feeling a little dangerous. I started feeling like cops were following and doing sobriety checks, and it was license checks. They were doing all of these things that made me feel like I didn't want to go out in it. So I haven't been to a function in a very long time, but there are like maybe that Sunday or something like that. I know, people who have RVs, we might go out and hit an RV or two, go buy some things. But I don't know. It just changed. A lot of times you want to say it's age, but sometimes politics and the way the city does stuff, it makes you not really enjoy it anymore.
I liked it better when it was Aggie Fest. I liked it better then, because during that time that I went, and then I'm gonna go on and shoot around the room. But you sparked something when you said that, because I remember when I came that time, we didn't have any problems with cops.
Right.
It was more like a Freaknik.
Yes, sir.
At that time, you remember that?
Yes,
So it was more like a Freaknik. I mean, cats was blazing. They was drinking outside. You were walking from car show from Gate City all the way down to the school.
And we would just walk all over. And walk
everywhere. And it was wall to wall on the street. I feel like that's when it was the best. The cops would just be posted up eating donuts.
They weren't regulating
They wasn't
everything.
really regulating bothering us, and I don't even think we had too many problems.
We didn't.
Other than the cleanup. Now the cleanup was crazy.
Yeah,
Trash
that's
was
true.
everywhere during that time. Doing G-Ho. Well, now it's G-Ho because now they've trademarked it and everything.
Wow.
But you know what I'm saying? But still, you know, just that time I remember coming over to Greensboro from Winston-Salem because I don't even think I went to Winston-Salem State's homecoming because
Nobody goes to other homecomings.
yeah, I'm just saying, and I'm from there. But Aggie Fest was it. You know, it was like a Freaknik. It really was for Greensboro because the city was lit. But Greensboro has always been lit like that.
And always had a nightlife.
Always had a nightlife. So, and they've gotten better. They've gotten better.
Right.
But go ahead, Will. I digress.
You know, for me, I'm going back.
Okay. How far back you going, brother?
Man. 95, 92, 91.
Ooh.
You know.
High
I was
school
married
days.
then.
Oh, you
Where's
missed
your
the
Candi?
tree. Oh, my
Yeah.
goodness.
Candi was like, I wasn't there. I wasn't there. I was
Lockdown. That's
She was on
terrible.
lockdown. Them was the best years, or wasn't it?
Oh, beautiful. And you know, at the time,
Oh my goodness.
I had an array of cars that was amazing. And, you know, I could come and park in the grass. We used to park in the grass.
Yes,
You
yes.
wasn't tearing up the campus.
Yes.
We park our cars in the grass. We got our drinks out there. We cooling, cooking on grills.
Nobody bothered.
It was not crazy.
It wasn't.
And people would come through. People would look at the cars, take pictures.
Yes.
And then, you know, I was into music, so Holly Canada. I don't know if you remember Holly Canada.
I don't.
I remember that name.
You've been mean to me. What's her song?
Was it?
Yeah. Look it up.
Hey.
Old school. She was on Priority Records back then.
Okay.
Opened the show for Holly Canada. You know what I'm saying?
I got you.
And, you know, every time they had something, I was able to be involved, man, because I was into music. We was
That's
doing our
right.
thing back then. And, you know, there was no robbing, shooting, and killing.
I don't remember it being so bad either.
And,
I
you
agree
know,
with you.
Our
Yep.
biggest thing, all we wanted to do was say how many phone numbers we was going to get tonight.
Right.
Come on now. That was it.
Right phone number.
Okay, right.
That too.
Well, that too.
That too.
That too.
So what
Throw that in
changed?
there.
Why you think it changed? Why you think it changed?
To what Candi said, politics.
Politics.
Yeah, and policies changed.
And policies
Because you
changed.
remember Monroe's?
Yeah,
You know, we would go to Monroe's and park our cars and eat.
Wow.
I mean, and then what they do? They took that down and gave
Took
us
it down.
Sonic.
They gave you Sonic. Yeah.
Right.
That's right.
But
Wow, she going way back.
we had so much fun, and it wasn't just in Greensboro. I mean, we got Burlington Park, we got 5 Points in High Point.
I was going to say that. Yes, sir. High Point Park. Yes,
And
sir.
we used to just go to that McDonald's there. We used to have so much fun.
Yeah.
Right?
City Lake
Yeah.
Park.
And then I
Martin Luther
remember,
King Drive was lit.
I never made it
And
to
Winston
Winston.
And Winston Lake.
I never made it to Winston.
Them Yodas, boy, was all day, every day.
And you know it.
And at some point, you can remember the cops killing the vibe, right?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
They did. They did.
Yeah.
What road did y'all have where people could drive their cars and stunt on that road?
Martin Luther King.
Martin Luther King, High Point Road, and Stratford.
And Stratford Road.
And,
yes.
and at what
And a little
point
bit of 311.
did they
311,
tell
yeah.
New
y'all?
Walkertown
Bro,
Road.
we used to race our motorcycles on 311.
Yeah. We know some incidents that happened. Yeah.
And those type of incidents also changed some things.
Yeah, it did. It did.
Yeah, but if they tell you can't do it, and then you start seeing your other counterparts doing the same thing that they told you couldn't do.
Yeah.
That was the part that would would always get to me. Because it used to be where we could do that, and then they told us we couldn't, and then we saw them doing it.
It's so crazy because the same thing they was doing in Philly, in New York, the bikes, we was doing it here. You know what I'm saying? It was really no difference. You know, just like they were doing in Jersey, there were things happening here down
What was
south.
in New York?
Yeah, what was in New York? Am I
Yeah.
right? Brooklyn?
Well, what
Riding the bikes in the street. And,
we had Jones Beach. There, Greek. I think it was Greek Fest.
okay,
up
yeah.
there.
Well, see, we do a Greek Fest too.
too.
Yeah, which is dope. Yeah, okay.
But Jones Beach was the spot.
Okay,
I was talking about it in his round.
Yeah.
Got you. Yes.
But yeah, I say from coming up from up north and down to the south, man. I mean, we didn't have HBCUs and stuff like that.
Right.
It was like that whole. I didn't truly understand it till I came down, and I actually last year, the last 2 years, I worked on a TV show where we went to all the HBCUs and stuff.
That's dope.
So I've really had a chance to delve into the culture of it, and we were following bands around and different. We went to Grambling and LSU and a whole bunch of other schools. We went
I remember seeing that. Was that at BET when BET took that tour around?
It was a network called Aspire. It was a show.
Magic Johnson's. Magic Johnson's station. I remember that.
Shot and edited both of those shows.
Dope.
But, man. I had the opportunity. We traveled to HBCU, Alabama, and all this other stuff, and I had a real chance to see how deep that culture is.
Yeah, it's crazy.
And that's that battle of the bands, like that thing heavy.
And, let me say this. Let me say this real quick. I got to say this. It's actually bringing tears to my eyes. Y'all forgive me. I'm a Pisces, so y'all just bear with it, brother.
Okay.
And plus, I've done had a little drink in me. All right. So, but I still got a little emotional, a little teary-eyed, and I'm emotional because number one, these are the things that me and Will had talked about all the time about being around historical and legendary things and people that have done legendary things. So I want to say this to you, brother, to encourage you also, and to continue to tell you, keep pushing and keep going, brother. I see you. You know what I'm saying? I'm starting to see you even more so as we continue to work together.
Right.
And I don't think we give affirmations to each other enough. So for me, we're big on that.
Yes, we are.
Here in this space right here, we big on giving affirmations. And nigga, I want to give you your affirmation and tell you that I love you and I appreciate your contributions to the arts and what you mean to hip hop, bro. If don't nobody else tell you, we see it. See, one thing about a Southern nigga, right? We understand being in the background, not really saying too much.
Yeah, we lay back. We play back.
We play back. You know what I'm saying? And that's good to be humble. But I love the way that you're flexing right now, giving us your repertoire. I think it's necessary for the culture, but not only for that, for you.
And you know
what I'm
give
saying?
a shout
And
out.
so I want to tell you that. So I'm giving you your flowers, roses, the lilies, my nigga. You know what I'm saying? Because we don't do that enough. And I'm using the vernacular. I'm using the vernacular intentionally because of what you come from and who you are and the people you deal with. You are a regal individual, bro. Know that. You know what I'm saying? You're a regal individual, and I see it, and I appreciate it more than ever before. And I don't know who it is calling me, but I ain't getting ready to answer you right now. And I see you, and I ain't gonna call you out, but no, I ain't answering you right now.
But T, I want to give you some love too, bro.
Yeah, for sure.
You know, I'm a music artist, man, and you know
I'm recording right now.
I'm a local independent artist, you know, and when you first followed me, I'm looking like, who is this? And I'm looking at you. I'm like, man, this brother connected. Who is this? And for you to even look at me, man, and show me some love, man, big appreciation to you, man. Real talk, man. I just want to tell you, man, I'm grateful. You know, my significant other told me something the other day. My wife, she said, I watched you manifest everything that's happening to you right now.
No doubt.
You wanted a podcast. Nobody would support you, not even your own team. You created that on your own. Now look at the people. Those people came to you. And now you all are creating what you wanted. So, man, look, man, much love to all y'all. You know what I'm saying?
Candi in here, too.
Beautiful.
I love it. I absolutely love it.
I received that. I appreciate you.
Man, for sure, man.
I appreciate y'all allowing me to sit with y'all. You know what I mean?
No
and
doubt,
have these
bro.
conversations and learn. And, you know, let's make some history together.
Yeah, let's get
Yeah.
Thank you for thinking of me, Chris, and thank you
for
all
sure.
for
real
For
talk.
sure.
Yeah.
For sure.
I got to give this the love podcast.
It's the only time y'all gonna see old
Hey,
thug
son,
dude
I love
be
you, okay?
emotional.
I didn't mean to hang up on you earlier, but I'm in the middle of reporting. Okay.
It's beautiful. It's beautiful.
It's taking down
okay.
the veil.
I love you. Okay.
So, yeah.
That's
okay.
That's why I brought it.
Yeah.
So we can be transparent.
I had to straighten that out. That's
Yeah.
my son, man.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah. Word.
Call him back.
Oh, tell us.
But you know,
Go ahead, bro.
one of the things, you know, when me and Chris did the podcast,
Yeah, for sure.
like I said, man, we hadn't linked in years, man, and just to be able to link again.
So how did y'all connect back up?
Wow.
Oh, okay. So,
Chris, go ahead, Chris.
okay. Well, since we're talking about it,
Yeah.
all right. So the funny thing about it is, I guess I can go way back. You want me to go way back? Okay.
No, like
Now.
y'all hadn't
Okay, we hadn't seen each other.
communicated or seen
Nah.
each other. So how did that
It's probably been
re-spark?
what,
Ooh,
15 years?
15 years, maybe 20.
20, yeah.
Maybe 20.
Yeah.
So we had conversated some time ago, and Will wanted me to sing on
Some tracks.
some tracks
Yeah,
that
yeah.
he had together, right? And I was like, all right, let's just link up. But for whatever reason,
I got
don't.
sick.
Okay, see, now I know that.
Found out I had cancer.
Okay, so there was a
Yeah.
gap in between me and Will, kind of just talking and laughing, and so after that, I think it was just fate.
You came to work for the city? No.
Okay, yep, I worked for the
For
city.
a brief moment, yeah.
For a brief moment, I worked for the city. I had worked for the city like 2 years in a row.
Right.
The first year I did it, I was a laborer for sanitation. Will was working down in the motor pool. To kind of, I say motor pool. I was in the military, so I'm saying motor pool. But he was working down there, working on cars and
Fleet.
stuff.
Yep.
But I knew Will from way back because he was a car guy. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? Not only that, I knew his lifestyle too at the time. But still, I knew Will. So that was my man. So I saw where he had kind of straightened his life up. I was like, man, I'm proud of you, bro. I see you doing your thing down here. And he was.
Yeah.
So piggyback a couple of years forward, I think we kind of started conversing.
Yeah, you see, matter of fact, you seen my podcast and was like, yo.
That's exactly what it was. I was like, yo, man, you know I got a podcast over here. Yo, man, look, I want to interview you. So, of course, he looked at my information. He's like, I didn't know you was doing this. I was like, I didn't know you was doing that.
Yeah.
So that's how we linked up.
Yeah.
I said, man, let me interview you. Usually I do my interviews during the week.
Yep.
It was a Saturday.
Yeah.
I didn't have my son that weekend. I was like, bro, let's get it.
Yeah.
Let's get it. So we interviewed, and then we kind of talked about some things, literally what we doing now.
Yeah.
Literally what we doing now.
Yeah.
And the same thing goes with Candi.
Yeah.
So once me and Will linked back up, it was like we never stopped.
Yeah, it's like,
It was like, you know how
You
you
just
just
pick right
have
back up, man.
cats you deal with in the past, and then it wasn't on nothing bad, just life.
yeah, life
I'm
be
saying
life.
life be life. And so I linked up with Will, and that's how all that happened. And then that's when I started remember. I was like, man, I forgot how much you know me, Will.
Yeah.
You saw me at my worst times, brother. Like, those things came back, and then it reminded me how solid of a cat he was.
Yeah.
And even though I had the issues that I had, our relationship wasn't tainted.
Nah.
Because
Yeah.
the level of integrity that I had with him didn't have nothing to do with what I was doing over here.
Yeah.
That's my man, 50 grand.
Word up.
But I
Yeah.
always have been a rebel against giants.
Yes.
If you would, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Right or wrong, I was like, nah, I don't agree with that. You know what I'm saying? Nah, I'm gonna do that because it was always a rebellious state I took. So it didn't have nothing to do with personal relationships. It had something to do with going up against what I didn't agree with. It was my way of rebelling against the system.
Yeah.
And I had my reasons why I was rebelling against the system, and he knew it. But at any rate, that's how me and Will met, and that's how this happened. Didn't know that Candi was going to be involved.
Nah.
All of this right here,
man.
T is fate.
Yeah. Started right here.
It started right here.
man.
So when I met T, T hit me up on Instagram.
Word.
So, but he had already hit me up.
Right.
Yeah.
But when I first saw it, I was like, this cat
Yeah.
I ain't doing this. Right? But I told T that.
Yeah.
So by this time, I'm probably like about 200 something in with my episodes, but he had hit me up before then.
Right.
Yeah.
So when I saw it, I was like, okay, this cat seemed for real. He wanted to link up over at the studio. You know, it's all about movers and shakers who really got some substance behind them. Now, I hadn't really talked to some of the legendary people that he talked to, but I was sticking my chest out like,
I've been here.
Hey, let me tell you something. I done talked to these people right here, cuz. But
I haven't talked to anybody.
Yes, you have, though. But guess what? You golden, though. Sister, you golden, though. I'm telling you, you golden, though. So me and T linked up, and once me and T linked up, I was just driving down the street, and I said, let me see what this nigga about. Let me see what he about. You know what I'm saying? I scrolled up, and I was like, oh, he on this type of time. I was like the young people. Okay, he on this type of time right here. Okay, he about this life right here, right? So I was like, well, I ain't gonna know nothing till we get there, till I get there. Man, when he came in, the energy was, it was what it was. It was very laid back. It was so 90s hip hop. You know what I'm saying? It was just everything. So we had on the same sneakers the same day. He had on some New Balance. I had on some New Balance. And even now, look at that. It's crazy. I got on the retro. And this cat right here, he got on the Tim.
The Butters, baby.
Yes, sir.
The Butters.
So this is fate.
The common theme amongst all four of us is, I think, manifestation.
I like that.
I see that that's a common denominator between all of our thought processes. Manifestation. I feel like all four of us have this understanding of what that is. And when you, at our
for sure.
What's the word? The veteran age.
For sure.
Now, we all went through fires and this and that. So I think now at this point in your life, you can kind of sense when, okay, I'm in a period of high manifestation.
Facts.
Facts,
So
bro.
this is where I need to get focused.
This is it.
I need to start looking at the things that I actually want to create. And
Right on.
And have to put action behind it. You know.
And honestly, I hadn't seen anybody do that other than Will, other than Candi, put action behind actually what they're doing. And a few others. I'm not discounting anybody else, but I'm talking about when I said, this is what I want to do. Let's do this. Even Candi, some of the conversations that we're having, when we talk about emotions and stuff, that's Candi thing. So automatically, I know she gonna tap in, and what she gonna give us is, contrary to what most people would think, most females would think the same way. Candi don't think that way, though.
Dynamic dope.
Her dynamic dope is right. I mean, she's like a nigga's dream, right? She's like, she think for herself. You know what I'm saying? I'm not dissing on our sisters, but you know what I'm saying? Just because you say it's this way, it ain't that way. And she a straight shooter, and I think you can appreciate people that are straight shooters because guess what? It's nothing to hide. Hey, Cat, listen, when you you came in today, even Will, I'm gonna tell both of y'all this.
What's that?
So when you first came in, I was like, this nigga done pulled out the EPMD Mobb Deep. I said the Mobb Deep fatigue jacket, right? So I'm sitting here like, this nigga is so New York. I freaking love it because Southern cats, believe it or not, North Carolina and Virginia especially, there is a connection that we have with hip hop.
It is.
And our first love is East Coast. Even though it's Southern, we still had such a love for East Coast rap.
North Carolina hip hop has a very distinct thing, man.
It's crazy, right?
It's like it's everything here. It's a mix of North and South.
It is.
They have a documentary on that.
Do we really, Candi?
Yeah.
What's that?
North Carolina, hip hop in North Carolina, and how it stretches. It's on YouTube and it's free. I'm gonna find it.
Send it to us.
Please send it to us.
I'm gonna send it to you all.
Yeah, because I think it's dope. That's just even when T came in, I looked at my fatigues. I was like, damn, boy, you so 90s, nigga. and then when I looked, I was looking at this, and then when Will came in, I said, this nigga got on the polo with the fitted, with the tail and the ripped jeans. So it's beautiful to see though, like in all seriousness. You know what I'm saying? Even when I look at Candi and her style and her flavor, you think about Diggable Planets, you think about, you know what I'm saying? You just think about Mos Def, you think about Twalib Kweli, like you just think about that essence of hip hop. You know what I'm saying? Man. That Tribe Called Quest, African Bambaataa, just the whole, just hip hop within itself. Yeah. So to your point, you're right. That connection that we have with one another, because you're always gonna have a sister in the crew that's just like Candi.
Yeah.
Right?
I love that. That's true.
Like Candi, I can feel it when you walk, even when you talk, it takes over me.
Y'all don't know how many times I've heard that.
Okay.
I can imagine.
You can imagine, right?
You went Larry Blackman. I was thinking LL.
Oh, okay.
Feel good.
I got you, but in the same genre, in that same era, right?
Yeah, real talk, yeah.
So I love it. So let's keep this thing moving.
Yeah.
Hey, dating in your 50s.
Woo. Wow.
Boy, it got quiet as hell. Everybody's like, it's a pause, right?
I mean, I can't believe you really threw that in there. Everybody stopped breathing.
Yeah, we did. Because look, I got a lot of friends that are dating in their 50s. Some are married, some not. But the ones that are dating.
And I just got married.
Yeah,
some
in my 50s.
And some of them dating. I'm not snitching.
Married and dating.
And dating. Oh, boy, this is crazy. But yeah, just dating in your 50s. When I think about some of my partners that are dating, and it seems like us in our 50s are dating like 35 to 40 right now.
Well, my wife is younger than I.
Okay.
She is 44.
Okay.
I am 50.
Got you.
I'll be 51 in December.
Okay, got you.
Okay.
December what?
13th.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Sad. You're sad.
Yes.
Yeah, we covered
Y'all
that.
did, y'all.
We covered that. But for this episode.
For this episode right here, right?
Recap. we got the Pisces.
No doubt.
We got the Gemini.
Okay.
We got the Sagittarius.
Sagittarius.
And we got the Libra.
There it is.
I mean,
that's some kind of mix, right?
It is.
Oh, man.
It is.
Oh, man.
It is. If you think about
do a
it.
show on
We're going to have to do. We're going to have to. Yeah.
talking to Candi about that. We're going to lay that out.
Yeah, we're going to have to do that, right? So dating in your 50s. Go ahead, Will.
So now before my marriage,
Okay, yeah. Yeah.
when I was dating in my late 40s, which is close to 50.
Yeah, for
It's
sure.
a different dynamic.
Different out here.
Bro, let me tell you something. When you are established, got your shit together, young women flock to you like candy.
Wow.
All right.
Daddy.
Tell the truth, that music to your ears, though, ain't it?
Yeah. For me, I did a lot of dating internationally.
Okay.
Dominican Republic, Africa, Puerto Rican, and things of that nature. I love you, baby. That has nothing to do with But the issue that I found out with dating at this age, if you're established, is that a lot of women our age don't have their shit together.
Oh.
And no disrespect to Candi.
Right.
But
yeah.
The younger women seem to have more of a mindset of what they want. And the older women I found, I'm gonna raise these kids, I'm finna see the world, I'm finna do me.
Okay, yeah. got you. Yeah.
Do you?
Yeah, for sure.
Girl, you about to be 50 years old. What you doing? Don't sit your ass down. But what I found, the younger women were more established, more set on their goals of what they wanted.
Yeah.
And really had focus on what they wanted, where they wanted to go, man. And it's crazy. You wouldn't think that.
Yeah.
And so I don't
I can see that.
Yes.
What do you think is behind that?
Well, I think for me in my past situation, all women go through menopause, and I think men, we have our moment too.
Okay.
And nah, I don't think we do have our moment.
Yeah, we do.
We do.
Because
I've been
What is
there.
the men's menopause?
Man, look at here.
Right.
That's gonna be another show.
Being too much.
Maybe that's another. Being too much. What?
That's gonna be another show, y'all.
Bro, you ain't kidding, though.
We'll bring that back.
We can talk about that for hours.
What?
All right, men's
But-
menopause.
Yeah,
Yes,
man's
sir.
menopause.
Put a note on that.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
It really is a thing.
Yes, it is.
It's real. It's real.
Yeah.
But for a man who's 50, those women at that time go through menopause and don't. A lot of times they're in denial. And if they're with a significant other, all of a sudden now the significant other isn't what they want.
Yeah. Facts. Yeah.
Because they're being seeked
Yeah.
by other men now,
Yeah.
and they're exploring.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah.
So I was like, go explore.
Yeah.
Do what you do.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And that's what I'm saying. And you will hear a woman say, I don't need a man. I don't need a man. I don't need this. I don't need that.
Sure.
Well, your kids need a man. Somebody needs some structure in there. Yeah, I mean, you got to have structure. I think that a lot of times we look at social media, and social media destroys the makeup of what a black family should be.
Yeah. I agree.
Yeah,
I agree with that.
Yeah.
I agree with that.
Yeah.
You want to jump in there, T?
I haven't had too much experience dating.
Okay, I got
I've been in a relationship for the last 6 years with my high school sweetheart.
That's
We're
beautiful,
engaged.
bro.
Yeah, that is, bro.
We moved down here from up north, but I don't know. I ain't had game like that.
Right.
Okay, I got you. Yeah.
I've been mostly a relationship guy all my life.
That's good,
Well,
T.
look
I haven't done the dating thing too
That's
hard.
good, man.
If I had to,
Yeah.
I wouldn't know what to do.
Yeah.
Yeah. Man, that's great,
Well,
I
man.
didn't know what to do.
It's
You're not missing anything.
Nah.
And that's what I hear.
and you're not.
That's what I hear.
And I think-
hear nothing but complaints.
And I think when you do get out there, I went through a divorce in a past marriage, and my self-esteem was gone. So for a year,
Great topic to talk.
Yeah, we're going to talk about that, too.
For us as men to lose self-esteem.
Oh man,
Yeah.
it's heavy, and I won't go into it heavy because we'll save it for another topic.
Yeah, we definitely going to talk
And
about
that's
it.
very important.
But my
Yes, it
self-esteem
is.
was gone. It took that dating
Yes.
and the validation from those other women to get my
Yes.
self-esteem back.
Understood.
Yeah, understood that. I
Because
understand
once
that,
I
though.
got out there and I realized, wait a minute, you the shit.
It ain't her. It ain't me. It's her. Right.
Because these girls right here,
Right.
they top tier.
Right.
What's going on?
Yeah, what's really going on?
And-
right.
I found some good ones.
Yeah.
And then it was something that just was. Let me tell you something, women.
Say it to the camera. Say it to the
Say it to
camera.
the camera.
Say it right to them.
Look at him right now.
I encounter some of y'all. Y'all say men dogs. Nah.
I know a
Let me
lot of
say it
people
into the
who
mic.
myself.
Because
Raise cool.
you all
He sure does.
can be monsters.
My stuff.
Because I had met some women who only wanted sex. That's it.
Yeah.
Come over here tonight. All right.
Yeah.
I'm gonna call you tomorrow.
Mm-hmm.
I'll call her tomorrow. Guess what say? What you want? I'm just checking on you. All right. Well, how I call you?
Mm-hmm.
What? So this becomes a learning process for me because I'm like, Wait a minute, girl, I'm a G. Who you think you playing with?
Right. Do you know who I am?
But I got caught in a situation one time where this woman only calling me when she wanted sex. And then when I was like, hey, I was thinking, what we got here, I'm enjoying.
I got you. Yeah.
And bro, look, I went home like,
Yeah.
Your feelings was hurt.
what is that?
Yeah.
So, so you know, it's crazy out there.
Yeah.
And this was a woman who was on the corporate ladder, very high.
Oh.
That's part of the issue.
Yeah,
monster.
yeah.
You hear me?
Yeah.
Meet me at the bar.
Okay, I got you.
All right. At first,
Yeah.
I'm like, okay, yeah, I'm going.
Yeah.
But then later, I'm like, I ain't coming.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I had to break it off with it because I was like, I ain't your little whore. You can be playing me like that. I'm a
Break it
grown
off.
man. Who you think you playing with? Oh, I'm one of your concubines.
That's a little nigga.
Yeah. Play with me like that.
Boy, you crazy. Yeah, man.
But it's
That's
crazy
wild.
dating at this age, man. That's why I went ahead and married my love. Got married, bro.
Yeah.
That's the safest thing to do.
Yeah.
But we have allowed the media to tell us that that's not safe.
Yeah. We
Yeah.
have.
So we're getting conflicting messages. We're getting false messages.
True.
I mean, I got married very young. So I got married at 21 and then I got divorced at 31. So it was, and then at that age, my children needed me more than a man did. So you do get locked into that if you're a mother, right? And it's all you can do to manage and make sure that you're co-parenting properly so that your children don't have these gaps.
Yeah.
And by the time he went and got himself together the way he needed to, we were able to co-parent really closely.
Sure.
So for me, relationships were very secondary.
Right.
And so by the time my kids graduated high school, I really didn't have a desire to do anything. I said I was never going to get married again after I got my divorce. I was like, God, if you get me out of this, I'll never do it again.
That must be the narrative for all of us.
I think so.
Yeah.
I think so.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so I really didn't even think about remarriage and probably maybe about 5 years ago.
Okay.
Like right around 49 or so. I mean, I really can't believe that I'll be like 55 next year.
Yeah. Black don't crack. I know, right?
Right.
Look nothing like it. Don't look nothing like
Nah.
it.
Yeah, so I can't even say men and women do this.
Yeah.
We have a short period of time where we're like on the same page.
Yeah.
Even if you have a great relationship, women, your relationship is great to each other for different reasons.
Yeah. I agree.
Right.
I agree with that. Yeah.
So, as a woman, I've already bared my children.
Yeah.
I've already entered menopause, and I do not have hot flashes, and I do not have all of these issues that a lot of women have. And it didn't affect libido. It didn't affect humidity. It didn't affect any of those things. It's just been very graceful.
Sure.
And I just wanted to give back to who gave to me.
Yeah.
Right. That's dope.
So I took care of my father, as you know.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
When my parents divorced, I think I was like maybe around 16 or something like that.
Okay.
So I stayed home with my dad.
Oh, daddy's girl.
Yeah, I stayed home with
That
my
is
father.
beautiful. Yeah,
that's dope.
That is beautiful.
So me and my dad did everything together. We went to he loves music, so we did Whitney Houston. We did OJ's, Gladys Knight, all the Herbie Hancock, Stanley
Good stuff.
Jordan.
Yes,
man.
sir.
I mean,
Yes, sir.
he just exposed us. My dad was
That's right.
a dad.
Love it.
He
Yeah.
exposed us to all kinds of music. He
That's right.
sang.
That's right.
He just, that was Sunday morning pancake dad.
Yeah.
So when he and my mom went through their thing for good reason, understood, but she was one of those kind that said, I'm going to stay till the kids get grown. But my sisters are much older than me, so they were married.
Right.
I was the only one left home.
Okay, gotcha.
So I wasn't about to leave my father by himself.
Oh, no.
And so that was like my entryway into seeing how men express their feelings when they're going through divorce.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Never talking about it, but sleeping on the couch.
Yeah.
Never going in the bedroom.
Yeah.
Checking out.
Yeah.
Eating.
Yeah.
Like
But yet still always there.
You right, all over on that stomach.
Hey, look at him.
And if you're 16 and you're like,
Boy, look at him.
can I have a cardigan? And he's like, yeah.
Go ahead.
Yeah.
I never
I've been
knew,
there,
but
did
looking
that, bro.
back, I know
Yeah.
he was depressed.
Hurt,
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah. That's good
Not
stuff.
ever paying attention to anything,
No, none of that.
but listening out for anything that I wanted.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
So me being a selfish, self-centered kid,
Yeah.
I'm not even tuned in.
You take
Right.
But-
So what's really going on?
As I grew up, and I remember holidays happening and things like that.
Yeah.
And I remember something clicked, and I wasn't grown. I was still very young, but I remember telling my mom, my dad's not spending no more holidays by himself.
Yeah.
And I remember telling my dad, you're not spending any more holidays by yourself.
Right.
Even though mom's remarried,
Yeah.
you are our dad.
You
You doing Christmas with us. You doing Thanksgiving with us.
Yes.
You doing everything.
Yeah.
And at first he resisted, but I didn't let him.
Mm-hmm.
And so
That's right.
that's how they co-parented because of me.
Yes.
Love that.
And so me and my dad hop in the car, we going over there, and her husband was very, receptive.
Sure,
So my dad, my stepdad, all of them out there in all the pictures together. And so me and
That's
my,
dope. That's beautiful.
ex-husband co-parent the same way.
Yeah. I
I go
love
there
that.
for Christmas. He comes here for Thanksgiving. It's the kids. Whenever they have parents that they need us to meet, if they're dating somebody, we go together.
Yeah,
United
that's dope.
front.
Yeah.
We their parents. We not together, but
we
we
they
still
parents,
do
right.
everything together.
dope.
Yeah. I think that's
So-
important too. Yeah.
My life has been consumed with that, and
Wow.
men have been kind of in the
burner.
background.
Yeah.
So much so, my daughter was like, "You need to get out. You need to do some things, right?" But I'm fulfilled.
Yeah, absolutely.
Because my children are happy. I've given back to my father.
Yeah.
He passed away at
Yes, you
home.
did. Yeah.
His
Yeah.
feet did not have to touch the ground. So me being in tune with that and having a son and seeing how boys, I'm going to say emotionally metabolize their emotions.
Yeah.
It has given me this thing where a gift where I'm very in tune when it comes to men and the vulnerability of their concept of themselves. And that was in my doctoral research, like recidivism of black
Yes.
males.
Yes.
In college, I studied the Todd Anthony Bell program at Ohio State University.
Good talk. Yeah.
And what made them have a 93% recidivism of black males finishing college and just staying the course and going on to be very successful was because they controlled the concept that those boys had of themselves.
Right.
This is so important.
Yes, it is.
For males
Yes.
to have a solid self-concept. Who are you?
Right.
Right? Because you are the giver, we're the receiver and the reciprocator, but a lot of times you don't get that reciprocation.
No, not at all. Not at all.
And a lot of times you're not even going to see who a woman really is until you put something on the table.
That's right. That's right. That's facts. Yeah, yo.
So it's very important for you to be so full that what you put on the table ain't everything, and you can
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Be like, yeah, I put that on the table. You thought that was all I had, but the joke's on you. You're not the one. You know what I'm saying? You're not the one. And I think for men to be confident in not how much money they have, but who they are.
Who you are. Yeah.
Because you all are the ones that give up your families and you don't spend as much time with them like that because you over here with her people and all that old kind of stuff, you know. Your mothers have to hand you over to these women who don't give a shit about you. You know what I'm saying? And they're not gonna give you what I know you're looking for, right?
Yeah.
Only God can give you that.
Yeah.
And that's the lesson.
Goodness.
And once you figure that out, the woman comes.
Yes.
Yeah.
You're not losing anything.
Yeah.
You're just getting things thrown back on you that you haven't mastered yet.
Oh, yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
So I
Damn, that's
am
good.
really into
Brother.
these conversations.
I know. I told you, right?
Brother.
You know.
Listen.
And
Go ahead.
I just want to expound on one thing that you said. I told a person in my past that I found that I can't please you.
Impossible.
And
to.
what you're looking for, I can't give you. Only
You sure
God
can't.
can give you
Hold on.
that.
That's it. That's it.
So what I'm going to do,
yeah.
I'm going to go ahead and pull back. And I'm like, you find what you're looking for.
Yeah.
Because I ain't it.
Yeah.
I ain't it.
Yeah.
And bro, once I done that, I was able to go back and find me.
That's right.
Let me tell you,
That's it,
Yeah,
man.
bro.
let me tell you something.
Yeah,
it's
bro.
so much value in that.
Yeah, that's deep.
It's so much value in what you're saying. Us valuing ourselves as men too. I think the notion is that women have said it. Women have said it for so many years. Oh, you gonna respect me?
Yeah.
No, I ain't just giving up the goods. But to your point, we always give up the goods. We always
And
say,
that's
"Here
why
you
she
go."
was doing that. I mean, everything's connected, so you
Yeah,
can't
it is.
blame one or the other.
No, you
because
can't, you can't,
women
you
are
can't.
the way that they are because somebody took from them.
Oh yeah, I agree.
Right.
I agree with you. Yep.
Anybody that has a mother or a sister or a grandmother or a great grandmother, there are stories there where these women gave everything that they had and they didn't get what they should have gotten in return.
Facts. Yeah, that's true. That's true.
And when women are having babies and passing these feelings on to these children, even if they don't ever tell their story, those children are getting those vibes.
Right.
So each generation is becoming more and more disconnected, you know, and the disconnect is all about survival. It's nothing personal.
Right.
So when you meet people that are like, you know, I don't want a relationship, what they're really saying is, no relationship has ever given me what I needed. Right?
That's good.
I don't need a man simply means there is no man that I've ever met that has ever made me feel I can trust him.
Right. Yeah.
Okay. So if she's not where she needs to be and you come along, if she can string you along, then that gives her the validation that you were looking for.
Right.
That's a woman's way of validating.
Right.
I got
Is
you.
saying a shortcut way of validating.
Yeah.
Of saying, oh, you know, but yeah, we do this, but it ain't nothing. It ain't nothing.
Yeah.
That's a defense mechanism.
Absolutely.
That's
it
not
is.
the true heart of a woman. Her heart is back there.
Right.
So you're not dealing with her. You're dealing with just her protector.
Bad lady.
Yeah. Yeah. So all that stuff with women that's going on, women don't like that.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
They're just wearing that.
Yeah.
But they don't like that.
Yeah.
And so now you got these extra things you got to chip through in order to get to the real what a woman really is. You know? And once you do that, now you probably ain't gonna be able to get rid of them.
Nah.
And then in some instances, you might not never ever get there.
You may not ever get there.
Good point. Good point.
Yeah.
You may not ever get there.
Listen, this right here is dope, man. We could do this all night long. We're gonna have to do this conversation again.
Yes.
I think we all can agree on that. This has just been an absolutely great conversation that we had on today. And you know, Candi, thank you for your input and your insight on that too. It's very well received on this end. And I know our audience and the people listening in our community, they gonna receive it. And I love it because this is what humanity is about. We're supposed to push the limits about how we think about things and how we look at things from an emotional standpoint, because that's what we have. We have emotions, right?
Yeah.
We
so how do we handle these emotions? Why does this happen that way? It's always a why, right? Why the hell did they do that? Why is this way? Why is that
And
way?
they don't even see you.
And they don't even see, right?
It ain't about you. Ever.
Ever. Yeah,
It's
facts.
never about you. Even when it's good.
Even when it's
You're just in the right place at the right time.
Come on. Come on, preach. Church. Tabernacle. Yes, sir. I love it. I love it. So listen, we're going to end this episode of the Gate City Voice Box. Again, if you'd like to be a part of the Gate City Voice Box, look down there in that ticker right there in that crawler right there.
Yeah.
And you see all of that information in. You got something you want to say, T, before we close out, brother?
Yeah, I mean, just, you know, if you need your podcast services, definitely reach out to Boss Club Podcast Studios.
Yes,
look
indeed.
At the beautiful ambiance.
I mean, look at it.
You know what I'm saying?
Dope
It's
spot.
wonderful.
Beautiful.
I miss it.
You know?
Yeah, we getting our Vanna White on, you know. Ego, right?
Yeah.
And I mean, like, subscribe, follow us, just support our platform.
Yes.
Please.
This is a community effort, so help us build the community up.
There it
build
is.
our community up.
Hey.
There it is. There it is. I absolutely love it. Again, check that crawl out on the bottom. And listen again. Everybody go around again, and we're gonna close out. Tell the folks how they can follow you, everybody right here. Candi, ladies first. Ladies first.
There you go. Go to Shifting from Force to Power, and you can find me.
There it is.
Yeah.
There it is. Will, go ahead, Will.
Catch me at Google me at FIYA space Will, and that'll take you to all my music on all platforms, and also my podcast at What's on Your Mind. Let's talk.
Nice. Yeah, me and Will from the same plantation, so
Yes.
we looking for our siblings.
Yes.
All right, and if you want to hit me out on Instagram, Theron_T Smith, and hit us on Gate City Spark on Facebook,
Yes, sir.
Instagram, and YouTube.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. And I'm Chris Ross. You can check me out at the Black Ross Network, the Ross Cloud Podcast, Gate City Voice Box. We got an array of different shows. We got some new stuff coming up real soon. And, of course, you can also check out the Gate City Voice Box on the Black Ross Network coming real soon. I'm still working that out. And I think I said that each episode, right?
Oh, yeah.
Follow me on Instagram at the Ross Cloud Podcast, as well as on TikTok. Facebook, no, you know what? You can follow us on Facebook. You can follow me on Facebook at the Ross Cloud Podcast there too as well. And you can listen to us on Spotify as well at the Ross Cloud Podcast. Soon you'll be listening to the Gate City Voice Box there as well. So listen, tap in.
Yes.
Listen, this is the Gate City Voice Box where your voice is heard loud and proud. Peace.
Gate City Spark.